and welcome to High Growth with HTDC. I'm your host, Cindy Matsuki. HTDC is the state's agency that supports tech, innovation, entrepreneurship, and manufacturing. So on this program, we hope to showcase all of these things. First off, I'd like to make some announcements before we meet our awesome guest today. This Saturday, April 26th from 11 to 3 at Kahala Mall, HTDC will be hosting the Tech Fun Fair. This is going to be a family event for kids. It's going to be all about STEM, science, technology, engineering, and math. So what it looks like, what does STEM look like from K through 12 to college and into a career? So there's going to be all kinds of cool, fun things to do and check out. So come by this Saturday, Kahala Mall, 11 to 3. Also, next week is Wetware Wednesday on April 30th, next week Wednesday. Wetware Wednesday is our networking event monthly for software developers and engineers. Next week's event will be on the UH Manoa campus at Manoa Gardens. So we're welcoming any students and professors that would like to come. There's no excuses. We're going to be right there. It's a good place for students and faculty to see what's going on in our industry. This month's Wetware Wednesday is sponsored by the UH Manoa Department of Information and Computer Sciences. And we'll be featuring Jason Lay. He is one of their newest faculty members. He's a world-renowned innovator and data visualization expert. We're also partnering with Honolulu New Tech Meetup to hear the Blue Startup's newest cohort give their elevator pitches. So I hope to see you there. Lastly, I am putting out the call for all SBIR Phase 1 winners. HTDC offers the state's matching funds for up to 50% of your Phase 1 award. So if you have won one of these recently, let us know. If that's you, please contact us at sbir@htdc.org. And now I would like to introduce my guest for today. My guest today is Bob Barrett, founder of Coastal Windows. So there's a company in Hawaii that manufactures windows specifically built for Hawaii's environment. That's very awesome. Yeah. Thanks for being here, Bob.
Thank you very much. Thanks for inviting me.
So what is Coastal Windows?
We are a manufacturing facility, so we design our own windows, sliding windows, doors, casement windows, bays, double hungs, your full line of windows and sliding doors. So we manufacture them in our YPO plant. There's a 30,000 square foot plant in YPO. We also are a licensed contractor. We do our own install, and we also do our own servicing. So we're pretty much a soup to nuts window company.
Wow, that's awesome. And why would I want to buy from Coastal Windows?
We're a little bit different. So where other people will sell you a window that they represent, we sell you a window that we designed. So we will realize there's a need for a certain product. We'll sit down, we'll design something, we'll test it, we'll go through all our research and development, we'll come out with a new product, and then we'll manufacture that product. So everything that you see that we build was designed by us. So we don't make somebody else's product and then distribute it to the public. We manufacture our own product, and of course we install it most of the times as well too. So we have, and when our service team goes out to service a product, they have a real intimate knowledge of the window, because a lot of those service guys have come off of the production floor. So we're very, very different. You know, it's hard to compare us to other window salespeople because we're more than that. Yeah.
Definitely. We have a short video to show.
Okay.
So if we can bring that up, and maybe you can walk us through some of the process.
Those are profiles. Those are the our sliding window profiles you're looking at there. So that was our very first product that we designed and developed in 1990. This is the welding process. So
you got some big equipment.
Yeah, yeah. And believe it or not, as far as the industry is concerned, those are relatively low tech. The window industry has some pretty high tech machinery, and this is low tech on purpose. We want to be able to maintain it, being that we live on an island in the middle of the ocean. So.
Yeah, and are there people that service this equipment?
Yeah, believe it or not, that used to be one of my functions growing up in the window industry. So that's another reason why we have that technology. That's a corner cleaner. So once the window frame has been welded, there's a machine that will clean off the excess weld flashing. And that'll do 2 corners at a time. This is processing. Prior to welding, we have to process the parts. So in this video, he's punching the drainage holes. And in this video, they're putting the hardware on an awning window. You can tell it's already been welded. So this is kind of a real quick production line video. They're putting the glass in a double hung sash, it looks like, and then sealing it. And he's glazing a door, a sliding glass door. And here's a relatively new thing for us. They're painting. We're actually coating the exterior of the frame. We've been doing that for about 2 years now.
That's great.
Yeah, we do different colors.
This is very custom.
Yes, extremely custom. Yeah, we've done pink for Triple R Hospital. We've done green for Palama Settlement. And we've done
cool.
red windows before. Yeah, so we can even color match if a customer wants a specific color need. Yeah.
Wow. How do you color match?
They will give us a brush out of the color they desire. We'll send it off to the coating company. They'll match it, send back their brush out. The customer will sign off on it, and then we'll get the paint.
Wow, that is amazing.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, it's very interesting, and it works out great, and it matches very, very well. Yeah.
Should you do a lot of custom, like high-end homes?
You know, all of our homes, really, we do. It used to be that we would really focus on the corrosive neighborhoods.
Coastal.
Right, Kailua, Kaneohe, and Laie is extremely corrosive. But nowadays, it seems like people are just interested in quality and buying something that'll last. And maybe it's because the economy, and they seem to be working just as hard and trying to hang on to more of their money, and they're more focused on the quality than they are, the performance in a corrosive environment. So, and even in my house, I'm in central Oahu, and I can see the salt buildup on my window frames. Yeah, 900 feet above sea level.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
So I guess it does,
Anywhere.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. I mean, some areas are worse than others, but you can't escape it. Not here. Yeah.
So how did you end up in Hawaii? Like, how did you get here?
My family had have been in a window business since the late 70s. And the first part of the video you saw, those profiles, what my dad used to do was manufacture those extrusions, they call them. So long length, lengths of frame and sash and window components, basically. And then he would set up manufacturing. They would say, okay, we want to build your product, and they would sign up with his company. And they would sell them the technology to build a new slider or a new double hung or whatever. So he would sell them the profiles. And a lot of times I would go out to wherever, Illinois, California, or Florida, and set these manufacturers up on making the new window for them. So they would buy the technology and the window components from his company. So in 1982, he sold his interest in the company and retired, him and my mother. And we were on the east coast of the mainland, so they bought a condo on Kauai in Poipu. And they would leave us kids, yeah, it was great. They would leave us kids for the winter and come out here. And my dad would constantly complain about, the windows are rusting and there's no one here to fix it. And the only option was to replace it with exactly what was there now. And he knew that wasn't good. And he knew that vinyl windows was really perfect for this environment.
So vinyl hadn't made it to Hawaii
No,
yet.
no.
Huh.
Matter of fact, the first few trade shows we went to, we would have our display and big sign, vinyl windows. And I would say more than half the people would come up and tap on the glass and say, I can't believe that's vinyl. What a great idea. So we'd have to explain to them, well, if this was a wood window, what would that be, right? So they finally got it. It finally caught on.
That's funny.
Yeah, and that's really where we started. Our biggest attribute is education. We were just, we are totally thrilled to educate everybody. So when a customer comes in, as we did with you, we'll bring them out in the facility and show them how we manufacture windows. It's great for them to have, even if they're going to buy somebody else's product, at least they know something about a window now, where before that was not the case. It took them a while really to understand what vinyl windows are all about.
Wow.
Yeah.
So just on that initial, when your parents retired, in Hawaii? You decided to just start a business here?
Yeah, my dad spent some time, first he spent some time talking us into coming out here. Believe it or not, you want to come from the East Coast to Hawaii, and you think they would jump on it, but our lives were there. Our friends and our jobs, and even though I was working for his company even after he left, that's where our lives were. So it's kind of, it's a risk-reward type
That's a
thing.
huge move,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's a big move. But then you think about it, if it doesn't work, pack
Go
your stuff
back.
and go somewhere else, right? It's not a permanent. I always used to say it's not a tattoo. It's something that you can always undo if you want to, right? So why not? Why not try it? And that was 24 years ago. Yeah.
Wow.
So he spent a couple of maybe 18 months developing the first window, our sliding window, because it's a real different technology than another sliding window, drastically different. And it doesn't, and I showed this to you too when you came to the shop. You really can't tell by looking at them on the surface. It's not until you get down into the technology of the window that you can really see how it separates, drastically separates from everything else. People say apples and oranges, I say oranges and hubcaps. They're just so different. Our window is so different than other people's windows. So, and we did that for a reason. We knew that the window had to last. We knew we were going to live here. We knew we wanted to make quality windows, not excuses, right? So we don't want to see our clients in the store and have to hide from them and say, oh, here comes Cindy. I don't want her to see me, right? So
Yeah, especially since you're here
Right.
on the island, right?
and knowing what we know now about Hawaii and the way it is, it was the right way to go, right? So we really set out to design it and develop a quality product, and that slider is just
That's
it's
great.
drastically different and quite
I can
nice.
see why you need to do that education piece, because it is so different, but you can't see it.
Right.
It's not something obvious.
Right, and even when I say to people, our windows are so much different and so much better, I don't expect them to
Yeah,
take what I say as, I'm
Yeah,
not
so
lying
you
to
show
them,
them.
but I want to be able to show them.
that's
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
We're going to take a quick break. My guest today is Bob Barrett of Coastal Windows. This is High Growth with HTDC, and we are on ThinkTech Hawaii, and we'll be right back.
I'm Jay Fidel. That's Sharon Moriwaki of the Hawaii Energy Policy Forum. And every Wednesday we have Hawaii, the State of Clean Energy. We've been doing it for some time now, and we have some fantastic guests on there, unbelievable guests who give us insight into what is going on in a very complex, sometimes very confusing, sometimes very disappointing area of progress in the state. So we love doing this. We love meeting them. We love talking to them. We love having their ideas out on the table. So maybe, just maybe, we can all make some sense of what's going on. Sharon, what do you think?
I think that's absolutely correct. We enjoy ourselves meeting with all these people and hearing about the energy and the state of clean energy, and hopefully we advance clean energy for the state. So it's terrific. Join us. Come
Okay,
join
it's
us.
every Wednesday. Okay, Wednesday is Energy Day. Every
Energy
Wednesday,
Wednesday.
4 to 5 p.m. Hawaii, the State of Clean Energy, here on ThinkTech Hawaii.
Energy
We'll see you
Wednesday.
there. I'm Jay.
Hi, welcome back. This is High Growth with HTDC on the ThinkTech Hawaii streaming series. I'm your host, Cindy Matsuki, and my guest today is Bob Barrett from Coastal Windows. And I want to tell you guys that he has an awesome facility out in Waipio. So if you're interested in learning about windows, you should definitely check it out, Coastal Windows. And it was an amazing tour. I have
thank
to
you.
say that. It's just amazing that there's something like this in Hawaii, a facility like
yeah,
this.
we manufacture, right?
Yeah,
Not many people
exactly.
do. Yeah.
Yes. So, on that note, what has been the biggest challenge for building a manufacturing and business in Hawaii?
There's a lot of challenges, really. We always struggled with getting the right people, whether it's production staff, installation staff, admin staff. You have to learn to hire slowly and fire quickly, right? Don't. It took us a while to get over that too, but we've got some employees now that have been here for 20 years, right?
Wow.
So I would say 80% of our people are in a double-digit area, right? So we finally got
great.
the formula for what it takes. It's a really important piece because they have to care about what they do. Because if they care about what they do and who they do it for, then they build a quality product, and everything else falls into place pretty much, right? So that's always an ongoing issue for us to, fine
Was
tune.
it rough in the beginning? Just did you have to go through a lot?
We went through a lot of people.
Yeah.
Went through a lot of people.
Wow.
But at that time, I was building windows too, right? So, and the way it progressed is Clint and I would actually take the order, go on the shop, build a window.
Oh my gosh.
Put it in the truck, drive it out to the job site, right? So it wasn't until things started picking up that, okay, I had to stay in the office and you stay in the shop, and now I need you in the office and get some more people for the shop. And so you can't just go out and hire people with a
great.
window building experience, right?
Yeah.
Because until we got here, nobody did it, right? So we had to start with, can you read a tape measure, right? And then this is how you put a window together, right? So yeah, we've got it finally. It's not a struggle anymore, but we finally got it, and there's always something, you just have to know how to adapt to it and what you got to do to take care of your clients, really. Whether it's a lead time or whether it's inventory is always a struggle. I mean, we live on the most isolated landmass on planet Earth, so to get material, if you're missing something, we just can't run out to the store and buy a new box of it, right? You have to have it shipped in, or maybe it has to be produced and then shipped, so. And like I said, everything is proprietary for us, so it's a little bit more. Clint is an absolute master ninja at inventory control,
That's
so
hard,
yeah. And it's one of those things, right? So yeah, there's always something, but we're pretty good. We've been doing it for a while. We're pretty good at maintaining.
So your customers are mostly in Hawaii.
Yes. Yeah, we constantly get inquiries from all over the mainland. I would say probably once, twice a week we get inquiries. And we'd be more than happy to ship our products to wherever, but it has to be shipped. So, we have an upper end product to begin with, and now we have to ship it to the mainland, and it could cause some people to struggle, right? But yes, the majority of our business is here in Hawaii on all islands. Yeah.
So you do fulfill some orders on the mainland. Some people are willing to.
We sure do. Yeah, we sure do.
That's great.
We sure do.
And so how do you come up with your new products? Like if
A lot of times it is customer driven. So when we first started, we had a sliding window, and from that we made a sliding window, a fixed window, and a sliding door from the one window profile set. And then we realized there was a need for an awning or a casement, and then we realized there's a need for a jalousie. We still make a jalousie window, believe it or not. They absolutely love jalousies here.
So is your jalousie different?
Drastically different, yeah. We could actually make a jalousie window now that you can't remove the glass blades.
Wow.
So for those people that like the idea of 100% security but are still struggling with the security aspects of a jalousie window, we have a solution for that.
Wow. And so you guys designed it and
we
came up
designed our
with it?
window around a hardware that's manufactured in Australia by Breezeway. They're a huge company in Australia. So they came up with a really nice jalousie hardware. We built our two frames around it, and now they also developed this stronghold jalousie where the blades can't be removed. So yeah, it's quite nice.
Wow, that's great. So customers give you feedback, like they tell you.
Always, yeah. And sometimes we'll go to trade shows. A lot of times we just went to, in February of this year, the International Home Builder Show on the mainland. There's a show coming up in September on the mainland also called Glass Build, which is specific to the window industry.
Wow.
So we will be going to that. And it's always nice, there's always a theme. One year it was colored frames. One year it was impact windows. There's always a theme really at the show.
Impact windows.
Yeah, yeah. I showed you the video for that, didn't I? Yeah.
You did. I'll have to put that up too. That was crazy.
Yeah.
Wow. Who needs impact windows?
Actually, there's a new building code, the International Building Code, that's been adopted by all the counties.
In Hawaii?
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Has a requirement for impact-rated windows and doors. Right.
Why is that?
Hurricane. Yeah,
When
so
things start flying around.
airborne debris. Yeah. And the video, it's actually on our website, coastalwindows.com. There's a link there to the hurricane impact section, and there's a video there that'll show a portion of the test. So we sent 9 or 12, I think 9 test specimens to the mainland for testing.
Oh.
So 3 of each kind of windows. So an awning window, a fixed window, and a sliding door we sent. hurricane impact glass, structural sealant, and then it'll fire a 9-pound 2x4 at 50 feet per second out of an air cannon, upper corner, center of the glass, and lower corner, one in each window. So the 2x4 cannot penetrate the inner layer. The glass is, it'll break, the glass will break, but the 2x4 can't penetrate the glass. And then after that, they take it, remove it off of the test wall, and they cycle it for 9,000 cycles, kind of to mimic a wind baffling, up to whatever pressure your window is rated at. So all of our products are commercially rated, so we have a pretty high PSF to begin with. So it's 4,500 positive cycles and 4,500 negative cycles, constant. And
After it's been
impacted with the 2x4, yeah. So after that, if it remains operable and intact, then the window gets stamped. It's impact rated.
Wow.
So all three of our products, actually we have four, because we can make a sliding window out of our sliding door profile. So we have 4 impact rated products we can use now.
So our buildings, like, do they need to start replacing their?
Yeah, we're working on 2 bids right now that are significant projects. One of them, believe it or not, is contemplating using a steel window from the mainland, from the east coast of the mainland.
Wow.
Where they can use a vinyl window that's here,
Made in
built
Hawaii.
locally, right?
Yeah.
And we were substantially less expensive than the steel window from the mainland.
Huh.
Right. Now the other thing is, so you have this steel window or a metal window of some sort, right?
Yeah.
And it's rated for impact. You put it in a corrosive environment and it starts breaking down. So where's the line? At one point, is it no longer impact? Because when it gets hit by a flying 2x4 and the
If
whole
frame-
window falls in,
Yeah.
then it's not impact anymore, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so people are not really thinking that far ahead. They're just thinking it's impact rated, we're going to be good, and that's where it ends. But it shouldn't be where it ends.
Yeah, definitely. How strange.
Right.
That's great. That's
Yeah.
good. I hope you get them.
Well, I hope so too. We're working on it.
And then you also mentioned that you give classes for people that need
Right.
CEUs, continuing
right.
credits.
So back to our education portion of it, we're really keen on the education part. So for architects, we have a class. It's it goes from about 9 to noon. We'll serve pastries and coffee in the morning, and we'll go through the showroom, and then we go out in the plant and do a plant tour, similar to what you did, but really technical. It takes about 3 hours to do the whole thing, and then we'll serve lunch and go over glazing, glass options, window film, and at that point there's a learning credit to be had for the architects. So they need, I think, 16 learning credits every year to maintain their license. This is a great way to get an education, get some free food, and get a learning credit at the same time. Yeah.
That's great. How do they sign up?
Yeah, they can call our office. We usually, we were having them once a month for a while, but then the architects got real busy and real difficult for them to come out of their office and drive to YPO to visit our showroom. So now we're doing it about once a quarter. But we also do it for property management companies. We do it for real estate companies. And those, there are no learning credits for them because they don't need to maintain a license in that way. But what an education. I mean, just think about a real estate person. Knowing a little bit about windows will help you sell a house.
Definitely.
Right?
Definitely.
So that part is very similar. It's a little less technical than the architects, but it's the same format. We'll do the breakfast and we'll do the lunch, and it's just, you know, more questions and answers, and it's great for everybody.
Wow, that is great.
Yeah.
So what's next? What's next for Coastal Windows?
Next, we're really going to focus on the impact. That is kind of like we can see it coming, right? So we're a little bit ahead of the curve. We got rated last year, and now the IBC, the International Building Code, is starting to take hold, and the building department is starting to stamp. You need to have, you know, wind rated. I just got a call yesterday from an architect building, or not building, but remodeling the airport in Molokai, because they have to meet the wind zones there at Kalapapa. So, you know, things like that. I can tell the impact thing is really going to start becoming more of an issue and going to start taking off. Yeah.
Great, and you guys are in the right position.
We feel like we're poised. Yeah, things are in line. So you know, we can still make the ordinary windows for people that are just going to remove and replace. But for new construction and high wind zone areas, the impact rating, we are ready to go.
Excellent.
Yeah.
That's great.
It's great.
That sounds good.
I agree.
So for more information, please visit coastalwindows.com. And manufacturing is possible in Hawaii.
definitely is.
Bob's been successful at it, and he has an awesome facility out in YPO. So thank you so much for being with us here today.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Excuse me. And thank you everybody for watching and supporting our entrepreneurs and manufacturers in Hawaii. And we'll see you next time. Thanks.